to really be scared here.
Johnny,
You're still afraid.
stop it now. I mean it.
They're coming to get you, Barbara.
Stop it. You're ignorant.
They're coming for you, Barbara.
Stop it. You're acting like a child.
They're coming for you. Look, there comes one of them now.
Switching over, and we are live. I don't know if they can hear you yet, though, so let me hit this. Okay, can you say something just as like a test?
Okay. Macaroni.
All right, cool. I think now they can hear you. I think we're all good to go. So let me get over here. Yeah, we're going to do a little bit of a news stream, I guess you could say. So I got Zeth with me here. It's been a minute since we've collaborated. We actually had really bad drama where we were, throwing alcoholic bottles at each other's heads, and there was a couple arrests between the two of us. But now we're friends again.
I was not aware of this.
None of this is true. So, anyways, we came together to talk about some of the Godzilla news that's been happening. Vid on the suit. This is the vid, dude. You're watching the video covering this. I'm not gonna clickbait stuff and say, "Oh, new short film out now," and spend 20 minutes just regurgitating one article's worth of information. But yeah, no. So this is the short film that just came out. And first of all, I mean, I watched it last night. What'd you think about it?
Yeah, I had kind of a long day at work, and when it dropped, I watched it immediately, and I actually really liked it. I just wish that these movies were movies, because it honestly takes me back to being a little kid, like watching Godzilla 2000.
Yeah.
And I think the quality of these films are just improving. I remember the Hedorah one was just kind of like, I wouldn't say disappointing, but there's a big difference in quality compared to like the first one compared to what they're doing now.
Yeah. Yeah. I was very impressed by the whole, like, how they tried to make it all look like it was one shot. That took me a bit to really notice it. I was like, oh, like when it was on the guys and then the foot comes down and then they pan up, it was like, oh, this is a huge step up. Huge step up. I loved it. I thought it was great. I agree with you. I wish this was a feature, and I feel like it would totally be doable, because it's like, those movies the old ones had what, like 15 minutes of actual Godzilla screen time? I feel like you could do it. Pad it out with some human stuff that's decent, and you'll have a feature film. I don't know. That's the way that I interpreted this. I think it'd be pretty cool to make it a feature.
Well, I was really interested because at first they were doing like following the military guys. I was like, ooh, they're like gonna have like a little story with these guys, and then they didn't. So then that was kind of disappointing to me, just because I was like, oh man, But then, I mean, the action was stellar. I loved
it. Felt
this
very
a lot.
Godzilla 2000. Like, beyond the design, just like the fact that like the military guys, like the way they were shot, it was very Godzilla 2000. But yeah, cool short film. There's been a lot of discourse on it on Twitter that's been really stupid, so I've just been avoiding that altogether.
What do you think the monster's going to be? Because my dad said possibly he thinks it's Destroya just because it's burning Godzilla, but some have been like thrown around Biollante. Others
apparently
think it's a
people are
brand new
seeing
guy.
Tentacles. I don't see tentacles at all. I don't know where that's coming from. Biollante, I think, might be the move, But yeah, I definitely could be a new monster. You know, they could just debut a new monster. That might be kind of neat. But yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think. Could be Dagora.
Is there any monsters that are coming up on their anniversaries? Because usually that's what they
Will be
do,
6.
right?
It'll be so let's see. 96. It wouldn't be. No, yeah, 1996. There wasn't a Godzilla movie. 86. There wasn't a Godzilla movie. 76. There wasn't one. 66 is Ebra Horror of the Deep. And then 56, it was just Godzilla King of the Monsters. So, but yeah, I don't know. It'd be interesting. I guess we'll have to wait an entire year to figure out what's going to happen. But only reason I'm not showing clips of this movie right now is because it would 100% get claimed. Almost 100% guaranteed. Because that was all the other short films got claimed anytime I used, video from them. So.
Yeah, I hope they put these in like a compilation or something like that, because I'm getting sick of these like only out for like a week and then you can't watch them like ever again except for Internet Archive or something.
Yeah.
Like, I just don't have enough time to like actually like sit and ruminate with some of these shorts, which I really want to.
Right. Yeah, I agree. Up next on the docket, I've got the sequel to Godzilla Minus One, Minus Zero. Pretty cool title. Also, whoever wrote this is a complete idiot. I'm just skimming through here. Both films are highly nationalistic. Minus One is not a nationalistic movie at all. This is Polygon. So, of course, they don't know what they're talking about. Yeah. It's an anti-nationalist movie all the way. But that's besides the point. Minus Zero. What do you think about that title?
I like it because I'm glad they kept like the minus kind of thing, just so then you can kind of like, you can understand that this is the next in the series, kind of like if they ever called something like Shin Ultraman, you understand that that's in the same universe as Shin Godzilla to a degree.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about the Minus Zero though. Like I
wish it was Minus
I think
2.
it sounds cool.
I think Minus 2 would be a better title just because it would make more sense, but I don't know.
I hope it's not as simple of a meaning as like Godzilla takes him back again. Like, I think that would be a little silly. I don't know.
I don't know. I've seen some people. Someone in chat said Mothra would probably be in it.
I hope not.
I'm kind of sick of Mothra. I think Hedorah would be really cool. I think I've heard some people say Biollante. Those have been kind of like the three that I've heard kind of kicking around. I don't know. What do you think? If you were writing it, who would you have the villain be?
I would either have Megalon, Hedorah, or Gigan.
Okay.
Just three kaiju that we've never seen outside of like one or two movies. Just or someone completely new. Like, I'd be down for someone brand new.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely think that. I'm just curious, like, Ebra even would be neat, because it's kind of like, it's taking it in that aquatic, like, because this is such an aquatic movie, like, Godzilla's in the water for most of it. Like, it'd be neat to kind of carry that over and have some cool kind of undersea battles, I don't know. I'm intrigued. There's not a lot to speculate on, but cool title. I'm intrigued. I like the logo, too. Because I've seen people say that it kind of looks like a person, like a woman praying. Like, there's the hands.
I don't know. Like, some are saying Hedorah.
Face, there's the hair. I don't know. I think it's also just kind of a G, but I definitely see like the praying hands and then the face, with like the hair. But
yeah, I'm just kind of surprised. Like, at this point, they're not showing any footage. And they're wanting to release it late next year. Like,
yeah,
correct me if I'm wrong, but at this point in time, they already showed at least like the people running from Godzilla and like it stomping.
Yeah,
that teaser.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm kind of intrigued why they didn't show any footage, or if they're even close to being done shooting. So that can make me worried, just from the standpoint of hopefully the VFX have enough time to make him look good.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Like I see this one, I don't see it. I don't know. I just think that it looks like a woman praying. I see the hair, I see the hands. I don't know. But it could also just be like an ink plot kind of thing, or ink blot thing, where you see what you want to see. I don't know. I think that there are some Godzilla fans that are being extremely schizophrenic about this stuff, where it's like, as you could see, and they're like, you could
someone
clearly
said Manda
with the tail, maybe. I don't know, but I'm intrigued nonetheless. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just a cool G.
Speaking of cool, we got the giant condor figure. This has been announced, and it's very funny. I did pre-order this. The fact that they're charging $21 for it is ridiculous, but
How big is it though?
6 inches, if even. It looks. Here we go. 7.25 inches by 4 inches.
Stupid.
Yeah, it is stupid. I wish I didn't buy it, but you like this. You like the shirt though.
Oh, I love the shirt. It's so stupid, right up my alley. The font, the actual appeared briefly, died instantly, loved eternally.
That's the best part. That makes the shirt, I think, at least. I didn't get the giant condor shirt, Birdman, in chat. I did not get the shirt, but yeah, no, I got just the figure. Yeah, the shirt's cool though. The problem that I have with the shirts is that it's like, at least right now, I'm trying to lose 80 pounds. I'm on a weight loss journey, and it's like, it's one of those things where it's like, I don't want to buy this, and then I lose the weight, and then it doesn't fit me anymore. That's like, I've been like apprehensive about buying any shirts at the moment or any clothing, because it's like I'm fully prepping to drop the pounds. But if that sounds like a lot, right now I weighed at the start of this I was 285. I'm 6'8", so it makes
Jeez, you're big.
Yeah, I'm tall, but it's. So 285 though is still like, that's heavy. I'm trying to get down to 200. That's the goal. So I'm 276 right now, but I'm grinding. I'm grinding.
Yeah,
but that's
you're doing fantastic.
That's the bitch part though. Is it's like I want this shirt, but it's also like I don't want to get it, and then it's it doesn't fit me after whenever this journey is done. But
you should get like a medium and then call it good. Medium will fit anything.
Not me though, because I'm tall. So all my stuff I get XL tall, so like a large. Usually what I wear, because the length is the issue. It's not really like the width. That's why for me buying shirts just sucks. That's why when you watch my videos, you swear I have like 2 shirts. Like this hoodie I got from my aunt for Christmas like years ago, and it fits me so well. It's like the perfect length and the perfect width. But yeah, that's why I'm so limited with what I can really wear. But anyways, that stuff aside, there's been some really cool stuff that I've been seeing on the store.
Justin made a good point in chat about how we're going to have the Japanese movie and then the American movie right after that, if it's on track to release next year.
By the way, really quick.
Which I'm all for.
I like that,
I am all for. I love the fact that we are getting 2 movies side by side again and again. Like, I will gladly wait another 3 years if we can get 2 movies side by side again after this.
Tell me this isn't the coolest thing you've ever seen, though. The Dr. Serizawa, it goes into a fishbowl, and the bubbles.
Oh, yeah, I did see that.
It was a bit much, so I didn't buy, and I don't have fish, so I didn't buy it, but it looks really cool. I love that. But no, I'm completely fine with these movies coming out around the same time. I think that's neat. Yeah, I think it's cool. I know that there's going to be, I'm sure, I'm willing to bet you my left leg that there's going to be L takes where it's like, just the same stuff that we got from New Empire and -1. I don't care. To me, I benefited from those L takes, because I made a video on it, and that's why I think most people are here right now. So, you know what I mean?
You add Space Godzilla, and then if you add the Mini Kong, and then Baby Godzilla blasting off into outer space to fight Gabara.
Yeah.
Peak.
W. This is really cool. The Legacy's like the full color kind of like bust thing where it's got
I did see that.
Burning, it's got Showa. It's got GMK, Shin, and -1. Yeah, that's cool.
Did you see the one that's like a master collection of Godzilla 2000?
Yeah, this is
He looks
cool.
like a freaky Zilla.
I see stuff like this at G Fest, and every year I'm like, man, I want to buy that, and then I don't. But I want like, I mean, I got my Juris statue behind me, and that was kind of like my big sort of like premium purchase. But right now it's like I don't know, I don't have any space for anything at the moment. That's sort of my issue. But well, we have a bit of a plot twist for everyone in chat. This is going to be more than just a Godzilla news stream. We're going to change the title and the thumbnail to this stream right now. But this is going to be a tournament stream. We're going to be doing we're going to call it the Ultimate Kaiju Movie Bracket. I have everything all ready. We're going to go here. We're going to go here. Let's do this. So I have the bracket already. Because we can only really talk about news for so long. You know, like this wasn't going to be an hour and a half long stream where we're just talking news. So here, let's start kind of getting into this. There are no Godzilla movies on here. Let's make that clear right off the bat.
Oh, Big Man Japan.
Yes.
Ooh, that is a good one.
So the seeding is based off of letterboxed average user score ratings, right? So like that's why End of Evangelion is number 1. And, you know, like the Meg is down here by 29. You know, Atlantic Rim is the lowest seeded one at number 40. We've got Cloverfield, King Kong, Gamera 3. I didn't try to do like, okay, King Kong escapes. I wanted to kind of stick to just one, but I wanted to have Gamera 1, 2, and 3 in here just because I kind of view those as like one big sort of story. Seemed fair to me. But yeah, no Godzilla. I already did a Godzilla bracket. That is already on the channel if you want to see that. But we're going to open up the poll right now. We're going to start the tournament. So chat decides. You guys have about 1 minute for each movie. If it's split 50-50, then Zeth and I get to pick the winner as like a tiebreaker. So here's the first one. We're going to go Varen, The Unbelievable. I guess you can say both versions of the movie will count. You know, whichever version you like. That's the version that's on here. And then we got Gappa. Let's do it. Oh, no, hang on, Zeth. You're in the way. Let me just move you somewhere else.
Oh, wow.
Let me just... How do I
Just put me in the corner where I belong.
We'll put you here. Okay, Varen is dominating right now.
I'm disappointed in all of you guys.
Gappa's not bad. I don't remember Gappa much, but
I love Gappa so much. It's not even funny.
We're gonna
because it was included with a Gamera collection. It was a random extra they threw in a Gamera collection that I had as a kid, and I loved Gappa.
Okay, Varen is the winner with 67% of the vote. I wanted to do that last time where I included the percentage of the vote, but completely forgot. Okay, now we've got Atragon, which is, for those that may not remember, that is the movie with Manda. And then we've got Atlantic Rim by The Asylum. Let's see what happens. Goji guys in chat. What's going on, man?
Who's Goji guy?
So we got 75% which this is pretty much set. I mean, like, I figured Atlantic Rim wasn't moving on. The one thing I'm curious about, and I did in the last bracket that I kind of did, I was like, you know, are we going to get a wild card one that's in round 1 that ends up getting to the finals or something? You know what I mean? Are there any here from round 1 that you see, Zeth, where you're like, this could be one that gets pretty far? Like, if it goes to round 3 or 4, like, are there any here where you're like, oh, I could see that one going pretty far into it?
Rampage.
Yeah, I could see that happening. Atragon wins, by the way, 62 to 38. Now we've got The Meg versus Reptilian 1999, which is the Jan Gary, like, kind of mockbuster of sorts of the Roland Emmerich Godzilla movie.
I have never made it through Reptilian yet. That is a rough movie.
Well, I have a bone to pick with Reptilian because when I did my video, that was like the first video I made after the Dr. Skipper video came out. And I was like, oh, cool, I can review this because it'd be so bad it's good. And I put it out, it did well, and then like a month later, it got claimed by the people that made the movie, and they refused to remove the claim no matter what. Your pick, by the way, of The Meg going all the way is the Reptilians ahead right now by 57%.
No, I said Rampage.
Oh, you said Rampage. I'm sorry, I mixed up. Okay,
Rampage is actually like good. I will defend Rampage. It's a movie that I always forget came out, but it's like every time I sit down and I watch it, I'm like, it's a pretty good monster flick at the end of the day.
We're closing the poll in just a couple seconds, guys, so vote. Once it kind of stagnates, yeah, it's been a minute. Okay, cool. So, Reptilian is the winner, 56% of the vote, versus 44% of the vote.
Reptilian is sure.
The winner. The fact that Reptilian's going to go up against the host, and knowing my audience, Reptilian will probably beat the host. And that thought horrifies me. That really does.
I hope not, because Big Man Japan deserves to win that bracket right there.
So we're going to have... Oh, here we go. Pacific Rim Uprising versus It Came From Beneath the Sea.
Oh, God.
Ray Harryhausen, the giant octopus movie.
Yes.
Versus one of the worst movies I've ever seen in my life. Oh, my God. It's getting swept. Let's go.
I remember we went to the theater for Pacific Rim Uprising. We were all so hyped, and that was probably the one movie I can remember being shaken of how bad it was.
I didn't see it in theaters because I heard bad things, and I'm like, I'm not going to worry about it. I'm not going to see it.
I went day one.
Yeah, you deserve a Purple Heart for that. You deserve a Purple Heart. Rampage versus the Giant Claw. Here we go. This is I think one of the harder ones. I think we're going to see about 50-50 with this one.
It's going to be Giant Claw only because everybody knows the Giant Claw.
Already it was at 100% almost instantly.
Oh, I hate everybody in this chat.
All right, Rampage is at 50% right now. We're neck and neck. Up 57 for Rampage. It's like watching a horse race.
Claw, though. I wish they would do like a 4K like collector's edition of that movie because it's good until you see the actual monster. It's such a strange movie.
Yeah, I'm gonna let this one play out just because it is so close. Like it's 54% Rampage, 46% Giant Claw. So I don't know. I like the part in Rampage where Dwayne Johnson said it's rampaging time. I thought that was a really good scene. Kind of a tearjerker. Just want to make sure that I
just liked
okay, cool.
that the wolf flies out of nowhere. Absolutely insane.
Rampage wins. 57% of the vote. I'm glad I'm doing the percentages because it's going to be kind of cool to see like which ones were drastic. You know what I mean? Like which ones just swept completely. Mm-hmm. Gorath, which has Maguma in it, versus Ape. Mm-hmm. Ape is the movie where a gorilla flips off the camera and he fights a shark. So
what?
Have you ever seen Ape?
I've never even heard of it. I thought you were talking about the fake movie that Penny from The Big Bang Theory stars in.
No, Ape is it's the
2012.
No, it's from like the 70s. It's the Red Letter Media video on it is fantastic because Rich Evans just keeps going, Ape! It's phenomenal. It's great.
Why have I not heard of this movie? I gotta watch this.
He literally blows up a helicopter and then flips off the camera. Like he just completely breaks the fourth wall for one scene, the giant ape. It's terrible. We're gonna end the poll
It's
there.
on
Though.
Tubi. I'm watching it tonight.
You better. It's magical. It's a magical experience. But yeah, we're ending the poll there. 77% versus 23%. Gorath wins. I'm not surprised. Some of the earlier ones are pretty much like, yeah, you're guaranteed a victory unless chat just goes crazy and decides, yeah, let's have Son of Godzilla beat like a movie that didn't deserve it or whatever.
Son of God.
Oh, it's a good one. I'm just saying.
Let's not talk some trash about that movie.
There was one from the bracket, I can't remember, where it was just so egregious. Okay. We got Young Gary, 1967, so not, reptilian, versus Attack of the 50-Foot Woman.
Never seen Attack of the 50-Foot Woman.
Yeah, I feel like
Young Gary, I love.
It's one of those, I think, where it's like the B movie that everyone references, but they don't, like, I feel like I've never seen it, but I've heard it referenced so many times. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think, Margot Robbie is going to star in a remake directed by, can't think of his name right now. Edward Scissorhands, Charlie Chocolate
Tim
Factory
Burton?
director. Yes, Tim Burton. Thank you.
So now we got Gorgo versus Reptilicus. I have a special place in my heart for Reptilicus. I love Reptilicus.
Which one's that one?
That's the one where the monster keeps like spitting green goo all over the screen. And it's Danish. It's a Danish knockoff of Godzilla.
Oh, yeah. I watched that a long time ago.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Gorgo is just sweeping, though. Which I get, because
Yeah,
Gorgo is
Gorgo's
really good.
funny.
I like Gorgo a lot. Technically public domain. Technically, it's one of those where there's like an asterisk, It's like the character is, but the movie isn't.
Well, did you know that Godzilla is public domain in America?
According to some jackass on the internet. Okay. Gorgo wins 80 to 20. I wouldn't say it's the best ripoff of Godzilla. That would be what is it? Gamera. Gamera easily. I swear to God.
Young Gary is a better ripoff of Godzilla.
I swear to God, if Varen beats End of Evangelion, please chat.
Just the animation alone knocks Varen out.
The animation is so good. Please, chat, don't disappoint me. Don't just rage bait me, for the love of God. Okay, good. We're being reasonable. Thank you, chat. Thank you. Thank you. There was in my Godzilla Island video, there's a joke I'm really proud of that no one in the comments really picked up on, where I'm like, oh yeah, this character's name is Misato. No relation to Evangelion, thank God. And then I just hard cut to the scene where she's making out with Shinji. And no one said anything about it. I was like, I think that's a really good joke.
I haven't seen your Godzilla Island video yet.
Fair enough.
Mostly because I haven't even watched Godzilla Island yet, really. I've watched like 2 episodes, and I just am like,
and the poll
this
there.
is a fever dream.
Thank God Evangelion made it far. I was so ready for chat to just... Okay, so this one's cool. Someone on Twitter recently actually messaged me and was like, yo, have you seen Daigoro versus Goliath? And I'm like, yeah, I watched it at G-Fest. It's really funny. It's like, have you seen it?
Let me look it up just in case it's one of those that
I can't spell serpent.
I just don't remember.
It's a kind of like a slapstick. I think Subaraya Productions made it. Q the Winged Serpent is also really cool. It's got David Carradine in it.
Yeah,
really
you know who
stop
directed
motion.
this was a guy that did a lot of Ultraman stuff.
Yes. Yeah,
That's where I remember it from.
I think Daigoro versus Goliath, they straight up, like, they just took the television crew for Ultraman and then were like, go. Go make this.
Yeah, I remember because when I was researching Ultraman stuff, this came up, and I remember thinking it looked crazy. And I watched it.
But yeah, no, Daigoro is fantastic. It's so funny. Q the Winged Serpent's cool too, though. Like how they're literally like they're shooting at Q the winged serpent, which is just Quetzalcoatl, because they were like, oh, we can't market Quetzalcoatl as a name, so we're gonna call it Q. But like, I love the scene where they're like shooting at it with like the machine guns and stuff. It's just so awesome. And where he's going around picking people up from rooftops. I haven't seen that movie, but I'm very well aware of the 7 Ultra Brothers versus the Monster Army. I just wasn't sure if I should include it because it's technically official, but not really. And I already have an Ultraman one in here, I believe. Yeah, Ultraman Rising is on here, so
Okay.
yeah. Let's see. Okay, there we go. Daigoro wins that one. We're gonna go to Gamera, Guardian of the Universe. This is I'll just say Gamera 1. This is the first one of the 90s run versus Atragon. Let's see what happens. Now,
If Atragon wins, that means no one has seen Atragon. I'm just going to point that out.
and no one has seen Gamera 1 either, because Gamera 1 for a while was my favorite of the trilogy, but Legion has kind of narrowly hedged that one for me. I think that Legion is like, phenomenal. But Iris, it's great, but
Iris, I don't like because it has way too much CGI that has not aged the best. Like the whole scene when they're flying to.
Yes, I agree that the
disgusting.
CGI is really rough, and I also think that it just feels so different from the rest of the trilogy. It feels so disconnected because it's like, oh, all of a sudden we're following this girl whose parents were retconned to being killed in the first movie, and it's like, I don't know. To me, it feels very disconnected. I still like it. I like what it's trying to say, but it's also just.
I love
such a
the
mixed
ending
bag.
when Gamera's got like his hand blown off and stuff, and he keeps fight. Like that is awesome. And then I remember always the ending when I first watched it, because you know how it says like at the end, it's like it ends on the cliffhanger, but it's like teasing another movie. I remember I was always mad at that.
Yeah, and it never happened. Even though they kind of followed it up with that one short film, sorta. That's like a pseudo sequel in a way, but not really.
Yeah.
A little bit. I don't know. So now we got Daimajin versus Space Amoeba. Daimajin is so cool. One of my favorite birthday memories. It was from when I turned 22 or 20. I can't remember because it wasn't my 21st. But after I got a box set from my parents of all the Daimajin ones. It was like the Arrow Video box set. And my dad and I watched all 3 out in his shop. That's like one of my like all-time favorite birthday memories. And so I love Daimajin.
Yeah, I've been meaning to pick up this Arrow Video one, but I've always wondered if they're going to do like a Criterion release soon or what.
Yeah, in Arrow Video, I think they do a phenomenal job. The behind-the-scenes stuff for the Daimajin one was fantastic. It was so good. Also, I can't remember what the context was, but someone said that someone died while making Gamera versus Zigra. And they're like, oh yeah, it was in the behind-the-scenes documentary for that. I'm like, I watched that. That was not in there. And I double-checked. I don't at all see, like, I don't know where they came up with that or what, but... By the way, I know all 3 Daimajin movies came out in the same year in 1966, but I'm just going to do the first movie because I didn't want to have this just be like, you know, every Daimajin movie, every King Kong movie, every Ultraman it just would have been too much. I only have the Gamera trilogy in here because I feel like everyone has their favorite from the trilogy, and I think it'd be wrong to kind of like just go, we're going to have Gamera 2 in there. You know what I mean? Like it'd be a bit much. So I just figured we'll put all 3, but otherwise... Okay, guys, we're going to wrap this up here. So Space Amoeba is going to somehow beat Daimajin, which is crazy, but we're closing the poll right now.
I'm sorry. I like Space Amoeba, but it is not better.
That is a huge upset, and I'm here for it. You guys decide the scores. This is how it goes. Now this is where we
Arrow
get...
Video did Gamera.
Oh yeah, I love their box set for Gamera.
I didn't even know that.
I have both the Showa and the Heisei one, and I love it.
I have to get those 3 then, especially if... Because how old is the Daimajin trilogy?
From 1966.
Well, I'm saying like Arrow's re-release. Because I hate that when I order something and then it's like the next day they announce some new scan or something like that.
Yeah. Oh my god.
To look that.
Chat, I hate you all. Reptilian is beating the host. You guys, you need to watch the host, please. Why is this happening? This is the worst.
Do you
This is
guys know who
chaotic.
directed the host? Like,
Well, according to Spike Lee, it was Pong Joon-ho. I love that when he announced his Oscar, he goes, Pong Joon-ho. Oh, this is tragic. We're closing this before it gets any worse. Reptilian won. Well, that's bad. I got to do a video on the host.
I swear, if Reptilian is that weird one that gets to the end,
Where everyone rallies for it just because it sucks. I'm just going to say
All right.
Frankenstein conquers.
Guys, seriously, if you have not seen Big Man Japan,
peak.
it is one of
It's peak.
the best movies of all time, actually. Like, I would label it as that. Not as one of the best kaiju movies, as one of my favorite movies of all time.
It's really funny. But I also understand why Frankenstein Conquers the World is going to win, just because people are more familiar with it. I get that. At the end of the day, the earlier rounds are just going to be, popularity contests. I think that's honestly what a lot of this is.
I don't mind, though. It's kind of intriguing to
Exactly.
see like, what people like.
Because I know what I like, but to see what these degenerates like, it's like, ooh.
Yeah,
unless you're a channel
Man
member,
Japan
then you're
is so interesting.
If you're a channel member, you're not a degenerate. You're cool. Like, things turn out. Mitchell Pape, you guys are cool. Who else is a member that's in chat right now? I think it might be just you guys. I thought I saw someone. Let me just kind of scroll. I know a lot of members just lurk.
I actually don't have a physical copy of Big Man Japan.
When are we getting the Let's Argue video? I'm working on it. I'm trying to get some guests for it. We'll put it that way. I'm trying to get some kind of collabs going where it won't just be me arguing with takes. It's going to be kind of like a bunch of different people. So stay tuned.
Technically, is the one that we're technically working on as an argue video or no?
You could totally be in this one for sure. Because I was going to ask you anyways.
Oh, okay.
I was just thinking you just find like a take that you like and then just be like, oh, here's my thoughts on it. But yeah, I because this is a bigger one. This like kind of, I guess you could say it's the premiere of season 2. But I want this to be like a really big one. So this is stuck at 50-50. So I guess Zeth, I'll let you decide.
Big Man Japan all the way. Sorry,
all
Frankenstein is so boring in my opinion.
Big Man Japan wins. We give it that little boom, that little nudge, and moves forward.
I love that was Baragon and stuff like that, but if you actually sit down and watch it, it feels like a movie that's 9 hours long.
It's
in my
very
opinion.
slow. Let me see. Oh my god, I can't spell to save my life.
But now everyone's gonna hate me for that.
Yeah, no, speaking of movies that feel like they're 9 hours long, I guess we can kind of talk about it now, but I was talking to you about doing watch-alongs here on this channel, and we could do some public domain stuff, because like there are some really neat movies that are public domain, for sure, but because copyright's the problem. We can't just straight up stream an entire movie on here unless it's public domain or something that won't get claimed because the creators don't care. And in that case, I think it'd be fun if we did the Channel Awesome anniversary movies, from Kick-Assia to Suburban Nights and to Boldly Flee. I'm just curious what you think about that.
I'm down. I told you I don't think I've ever watched any of his movies, but I sat in a theater and I watched a 4-hour Bollywood movie the other day, which was
but it was probably good,
incredible.
Though. Right, that was good.
Oh, it was
To
awesome.
Boldly Flee sucks, so it's a 3.5 hour long movie that's just torture, and it's great. I love it. You get like a 6-hour
but-
long song where Doug Walker sings with the nostalgia chick.
Oh God, no, not the nostalgia chick.
By the way, Ultraman Rising is currently beating out It Came From Beneath the Sea. Have you seen Ultraman Rising?
Yeah, I'm fine with that winning. It Came From Beneath the Sea has. I think that's the problem that I have with a lot of Ray Harryhausen movies, where a good majority of them, I hate to say it, but just are not the best. Like
Well,
the effects and like
you're
his
waiting-
work is amazing.
You're waiting for the effects to show up. That's sort of the problem.
Yes,
Yeah.
I would say only the 3 Sinbad movies, Jason the Argonauts, Clash of the Titans, and then The Beast from 20,000 Fathoms are the good ones, like as in terms of like a movie.
Mm-hmm.
The other ones, I'm just kind of waiting for the effects.
Thoughts on Clash of the Titans? Did you mention that one? Because that's my favorite of
Yes.
this personally.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mysterious Island I actually like a lot because it's got that really unique setting
Mysterious Island.
where it's Civil War soldiers, which I just always, I don't know. I wish we'd have more Civil War movies just because it's such an interesting time period in our history. You know, like the only good Civil, or it's not even good, but the only Civil War movies that I've seen that are primarily about the war is Gods and Generals, which is just straight up like pro-Confederacy propaganda, and it's not good. But
I remember I think you and me actually were talking about this, how we both did research papers on Ray Harryhausen.
yep,
And like, but okay, so let me just go through his movies real quick, just
We-
so that
we
I
have
can
a
say
suite,
which
by the
ones I
way.
like.
Cloverfield swept Pulgasari,
It's fine.
the North Korean movie that the creators were forced to make against their will.
All right, so Beast from 20,000 Fathoms is good. Seventh Voyage, obviously. Mysterious Island. Jason the Argonauts. Golden Voyage of Sinbad is my favorite of his movies.
Mhm.
I can turn that on any day. Eye of the Tiger is good. Clash of Titans.
By the way,
The rest I can just kind of
I don't know. I know you can't see me unless you see it on the stream, but I have a Frostvark figure that I bought off eBay, but from a scalper. It was like $20. But
Oh.
it's heavy. It's Playmates, but it's actually kind of heavy, and I dig the way that it looks. But,
I went to a Target the other day and they have some new set from the Monsterverse, and it's like 5 figures. It's the Godzilla, Kong, Ghidorah, the red ape. I forgot his name.
Scar King.
And then maybe Mothra was in the set too. But it was like a big box set that they had, kind of like the Pack of Destruction that I showed off the other time.
Yeah. By the way, Colossal right now is King Kong. By the way, beat Rampage. No surprise there. But Colossal right now is against Mysterians. If you had a choice, which one would you pick? Because Mysterians right now is sweeping Colossal.
I actually really like the Mysterians.
I do too. It's fun. But Colossal's like fine. I don't know. I know that Up From the Depths, he loves that movie a ton. I think he rated it 5 stars. It's like one of his few movies that he's given 5
That
stars
Colossal. Okay. I don't think I've ever seen that movie.
to. Okay. It's fine.
Mostly because it came out and it was like everyone said it was and I just never bothered with it.
Yeah. By the way, someone asked if I like Rampage. I know that, Zeth, you like Rampage. With me, I put it on one night. Ironically enough, this is a really weird story, but I'll tell it. For years, I slept on a twin bed because I was just normal for me. But gradually, once I stopped growing, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm a 6'8" man. I need to have an actual bed where my knees aren't hanging off the bed. I got like a nice full-size bed. And I was like, man, this is really comfy. It's cozy. I want to put on a movie and just kind of lay in bed and just watch a movie. And I put on Rampage. And I fell asleep like right when George, is that the name of the albino ape?
Yeah.
Right when George like breaks out. All I remember is just falling asleep, and then that was it. That's all I remember from the movie. And I remember being bored just because it was like, I don't know.
I liked it just from the standpoint that I loved all the video games growing up, and then to see like the little Easter eggs and stuff was entertaining. And then I mean, for a Dwayne Johnson movie, I thought it was fine. I just liked all the monster fights because you know my opinion on how a fight scene should be handled.
Yeah.
And in that movie, they were handled the exact way I want. Like long takes, wide shots, no shaky cam. You could see everything.
Right.
I liked that.
What are your thoughts on Jordan Peele's Nope? Because for me, it's one of
Haven't
my
seen it.
all-time favorite movies. Oh, really? You haven't seen it?
No.
Okay.
I remember the trailer for it, and I was really intrigued by it. It's just one that I haven't gotten to yet.
I adore it. I saw it I saw it 3 times in theaters. It was wonderful. It's very funny because I was on stream one time and I said that I was going to make a video talking about it as a retrospective. And someone got upset with me. They were like, that's not a kaiju movie. And I'm like, well, without spoiling it, it absolutely is a kaiju movie. Like it just,
I mean, I know what it's about and stuff. Like,
right. Okay. But
like, I know what it is.
and I was kind of talking with the person in chat and I was like, well, would you consider Dagora to be a kaiju movie? And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, then Nope is a kaiju movie. Like that's, you know what I mean? It's fundamentally like the same kind of monster. And they were like, just like, no, it's not. And I'm like, is there a different reason as to why you think it's not a kaiju movie that, you know, we want to talk about here? Because that seems kind of why you might think that. I don't know. With who made the movie, I feel like maybe that's where you're leaning. But I'm just saying, you know what I mean? Like it's like one of those where it's like I don't know what you're getting at here, buddy. But to me, it's a kaiju movie. It features a giant strange beast.
I only watched once when I was very young, but the only thing I remember was when I was doing research one day, they had to make some of the scenes out of wafer cookies, and they kept getting like eaten by like rats or something. So they had to like hang some of the buildings upside down at night.
I'm using my vice presidential thing because I split it 50-50. I'm giving it to Nope just because I love that movie.
Fine.
Even though Gorath inspired my first feature film, but
I do not remember anything about Gorath other than the giant walrus.
Howl from Beyond the Fog versus Dagora. Howl from Beyond the Fog was like what I consider to be. I think of my channel as like pre that Dr. Skipper video and then post, and this was like the third video I made after that, and it's
a good movie.
It's great. The puppets are awesome.
Yeah, I was very shocked by it when it first came out, and I watched it because I was expecting just the monster stuff to be puppets, not the whole movie to be.
Right, yeah. It's
with,
appealing.
Like, puppets. I was like, ooh, this is interesting and
Yeah.
looks great.
Yeah, I think, because I have ideas for a kaiju feature film, one that I would kind of crowdfund, and do it all practically. But it's like, I feel like that'd be the best way to go about it. Not to have I'd have human actors instead of like puppets, but like, yeah, I feel like making it a puppet would probably be the best way to go about it. You wouldn't have to have a human-sized miniature city. You can just have like a puppet-sized one. So,
also, just a little knowledge about me. My dad was a graphic designer. He was like kind of the big shot in the company over that department. And one of the guys that he hired at one point was an indie comic writer.
okay.
And his comic book was called Durantis the Lost Serpent. And it looks exactly like Howl from Beyond the Fog. And so
Oh.
I had a few of his comics that he made signed. He would like give them to me and stuff. Or like any like prints because he found out I'm a,
Yeah.
the guy he works with, kid, is a Godzilla fan. So he was giving me all this different stuff. Like one printout he gave me was Godzilla choking the Category 5 kaiju. And then he gave me a bunch of his comic books. But if you look up Durantis the Lost Serpent, it shows up on like kaiju fandoms and stuff like that.
Oh, neat. Yeah, I've been talking with my editor about the Godzilla versus Biollante video I'm working on. You mentioned kaiju fandom, like wikis and stuff. And he's like struggling to find high quality behind the scenes stuff. I'm like, dude, just go to Wikizilla. Wikizilla is like a crazy good reference for high quality behind the scenes pictures. I mean, like, it's nuts. I source them
Also,
all
the
time.
Criterion Collections versus Biollante is really great for
Yeah.
behind the scenes on that one specifically. That helped me a lot. I wish I would have had that when I was making that video, because it was announced like right after I did my video.
Yeah. No, I know, and I use that as a huge reference point. I actually kind of well, I didn't kind of, I just did. I reused my video on the actual Blu-ray where I like reviewed that, and I just was like, yeah, this is just going to be part of the retrospective where I just straight up just play it talking about all the different physical media releases. Because I was like, I already did the video. I'll just copy paste it. You know, like only a couple people saw that video, so I'm sure no one's going to really care. Because I go in depth on it, and I figure, oh, why not? Why not? So are there any takes? So Gamera 3 beat Young Gary, which I feel like is valid. You know, like I feel like that's kind of, you know, completely fine, even though Young Gary's great. But it's like Gamera 3 is Gamera 3. Beast from 20,000 Fathoms versus War of the Gargantuas.
War of the Gargantuas, in my opinion.
I think it has a lot more going for it. You can't vote for both. Don't be a fence sitter. You have to pick. You have to pick one. Slattern. That's the name of the Category 5 one from Pacific Rim.
I didn't even know it had a name.
I used to know all the names. I did when that. I think I might have talked about this on the trailer, but when that trailer for Pacific Rim started playing, and I was in a movie theater seeing a different movie, I thought it was Godzilla. I was so hyped. I'm like, oh my god.
We talked about this
I think we did. Okay, I can't remember, but
because I was in The Hobbit and that played, and I freaked out too.
Yeah, I think it might have even been The Hobbit that I was seeing, because I know I was with my dad and we saw all the Hobbit movies together. By the way, someone said, any plans on reviewing Attack of the 50-Foot Woman? The movie was meh, should have benefited from a Toho-style destruction scenes. Maybe. It's just the problem is with doing videos on like the 50s B movies is that they're very niche, if that makes sense. So like the audience really isn't all there. You know, like with it, at the end of the day, it's like I want to make a video that people are going to watch. And it's like, I'm sure people would enjoy it, but it's also kind of like, I don't know. I'm also not too emotionally attached to that movie. My better videos are ones where I'm like really invested in them. And so, like Angry Red Planet is a movie that maybe like 20 people actually like or like know about. But I feel like that video works because I was so attached to it. So I think that's kind of the way I'm going to do it. Where it's like, I'll for sure make a video on The Day the Earth Stood Still because I love that movie. You know, but I'm maybe not going to cover... I don't know what would be a good example, like Them. You know, like Them. It's a fine movie, but I don't really.
Oh, really? You're not that attached? I'm very much attached to that movie.
And that's fine. I'm just, you know, the ones that aren't really Godzilla or Gamera. You know, like whenever I'm not doing a retrospective series, it's like I don't know if I want to cover them. You know, super in depth. Yeah. That's like with Harryhausen. Why I already made individual videos on them, but like with that tier list one, it was sort of like, you know, I'll just kind of cover them all in one sweep. Speaking of sweep, Gamera 2 wrecked Gorgo. Someone in chat, by the way, asked if people actually like Gorgo. I think Gorgo's a fine movie. It's no Gamera 2, but... And this one, I'm sure, is pretty much guaranteed to be almost 100%. Pacific Rim versus Warning from Space.
No, I'm kidding.
I mean, like, Warning from Space is so atrocious. This isn't even remotely fair. It's probably going to be 100% sweep. And we've had a couple 100% already, like Mysterians beat Colossal, which I did not expect. Cloverfield beat Pulgasori 100%. Like, that's nuts.
Reptilian beat The Host.
That's upsetting. That's upsetting. Netflix taking Pacific Rim down as a diabolical move. Hey, get the Blu-ray, physical media for the win. It'll never go away if you own it. That's just my take on it. Pacific Rim wins 93% of the vote. 93-7. All right, cool. That is the end of round 2. We're moving into round 3. We're almost there. Let's see what happens now. So we got End of Evangelion versus Daigoro versus Goliath. Which it's like, I don't know. I personally would go with End of Evangelion, but I feel like it's apples and oranges because it's like one is like so intense. The other one is a kid's movie. But still pretty cool. Still pretty cool. I will say, I have like a stack of movies down by me of like, I'll make a video on these. I kind of keep them near me so I know like, I for sure want to cover them, so I'm going to just have them by me. These are obscure
One of my
ones.
favorite writers of all time, Ray Bradbury, had a show, and that's what kind of inspired my game room and stuff like that. So where I collect random stuff of like that I love, and then it's like, oh, that inspires me to make a video, because like he had a room that would have like all these weird trinkets in them, and then he'd be like, oh, these inspire my stories.
I have my shelf right by me, so for me, I don't really have a choice. It's like, I guess this is my inspiration. I guess I'm going to make a video on this specific topic. I'm going to get the next poll going, and then I'll kind of hype up some stuff I have in the works.
Is Speed Racer a part of that pile? Just saying.
It is actually in the pile. Yes.
Oh, no way.
It's right. Yeah, I'm not going to say what it's under, but because I'm going to kind of talk about it in a little bit here. So I know I misspelled amoeba. Hold on. There we go. Okay. So first on the docket, this is in no particular order. It's like these videos might not even be out until like 2026. But Swamp Thing, the complete series. This was on DC's like weird streaming service that they had that existed for like a week, and then it is gone. I don't even know if this is on Max. Like I found this at Walmart for like $5, and I'm like, and I loved it. It's got some fantastic like Cronenberg-esque body horror stuff. It's wonderful. Highly, highly, highly recommend it. But I'm going to do a video on this for sure, because I'm thinking about just doing like a Swamp Thing retrospective, because it's something that no one really talks about much, but they should. It's a great.
Yeah, no, I love Swamp Thing.
Have you seen the show? Because this miniseries that they did, because I love it.
Yes, I did not like how it ended though, because it got canceled after one season.
That's the one thing where it's kind of like, okay, sure, we'll just end it on a borderline cliffhanger in a way.
Yeah, it wasn't bad from what I remember, but you're talking about me watching it when like it first came out. So
yeah, this was pre-pandemic, so that felt like a lifetime ago. This one, Trog, with Joan Crawford, hilarious movie, very, very, very funny, unintentionally. My band, The Ideal, our music video for the song Knuckle Dragger, uses abundant amounts of clips from this because it's just so stupid, and it fits with the tone of our band. But yeah, it's about this like the missing link basically, and he goes around terrorizing this British town, and Joan Crawford just looks so tired. I think it's her last actual movie, because she's like really old in this, but she's supposed to be like kind of like I don't know, I guess what would be a good example? Her character should be about 30 years younger, I'll put it that way. Like she's like in like caves and like investigating stuff, and it's like, you are going to break a hip. Yeah, she retired after making Trog, but Trog is very fun. It's got some really cool dinosaur effects too. It's great. Oh my god, dude. Reptilian just beat Big Man Japan.
Oh no.
73% of the votes went to Reptilian.
Interesting.
Oh.
I've got a couple movies I'm working on right now, but also since I do video games as well, I just beat Mario Wonder, so I want to talk about that.
Which is that a recent Mario game? I don't know too much about Mario, so
yeah, it was 2023, so not really recent, but recent enough for me for the time I have. Godzilla Final Wars and Real Steel, are my next ones.
Yeah.
I'm doing Crawl, and then I was thinking about also doing a movie or a Zutheroni episode on movies that have these amazing starts to them, but then end terribly.
You talked to me about this. Yes.
They'll get like halfway through, and so like some of the movies I have on my list are. Let me pull it up real quick.
Also, really quick, someone said, "Are we getting more pitch videos?" Yes, when I come up with them. It's just hard to all of a sudden just kind of go boom, and then I have a pitch ready. Like it takes a bit to kind of create those. So yes, but when I get the right idea. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, it's your audience.
Just wanted to talk to chat really quick.
So like the Godzilla 1998 movie, great start to it, but my
Agreed.
gosh, it gets terrible halfway through. The Tomorrow War with Chris Pratt, which starts pretty great in my opinion, but then goes downhill almost immediately. And then Kingdom of the Crystal Skull about halfway through, obviously.
Yeah. What about X-Men Origins Wolverine?
Yeah, but that gets downhill for me like almost immediately after they're in the woods and stuff like that, and it's like
Yeah.
him and his girlfriend.
That's fair, yeah. The one last one that I have in my pile here, by the way, this is so obscure, it's so niche. It's called Hysteria: The Def Leppard Story. I don't know if you're familiar with the band Def Leppard. I know they're rather popular.
Yes,
They're
I am.
one of my favorite bands ever. This is one of the worst music biopics of all time.
I think you rated it on Letterboxd, and I was kind of intrigued by it.
It's so bad. It's so terrible. Like half the actors aren't even the right like nationality. Like their drummer is played by some like Scottish guy, and they're all British. The drummer loses his arm. That's kind of like the big thing that everyone knows Def Leppard for beyond the songs. And like it's so like schlocky when he loses his arm in the movie. It gets like ripped off him, and then he's like walking around in a field like, oh, where's my arm? It's like it's so bad. The band is like denounced it multiple times. Like it's one of the worst movies ever made. And it's kind of buried. Like the DVD copy is just not great. Like it's pretty low quality. But I want to kind of talk about it and just be like, this is one of the worst things ever made. And I want to like break the whole thing down, nostalgia critic style. Just because
That'd
it's
be
like
great.
it's like, oh yeah, here's their big concert that they're playing. When they did their In the Round in Your Face tour, which was one of the biggest stadium tours in the 80s. And it looks like they're playing in like a high school gym because the budget's so low. Like it's just that's going to be most of the video. It's like, okay, here's what they're trying to depict and here's what they're actually depicting. Like it's so atrocious.
I'm looking through some of your Letterboxd like wish list right now, or watch list. You got some interesting ones I can't believe you've never seen before.
Really quick, someone brought up an interesting point. Someone said, this is Kanga for real, said, how much do y'all value legacy versus actual content? Because Kong 33 is legendary but looks trash because it's from 1933. Hard disagree. I think 33 holds up exceptionally well. It looks phenomenal. So many of the stop motion and live action scenes look wonderful when they're blended together. Like it's a mind-blowing the fact they pulled that off. And I think it holds up even better than like hot take Mighty Joe Young. I think it looks better than that, and that came years after the fact. Almost a decade. I think it's almost 2 decades after, but I think it holds up really well. That's just my take. You're free to think it looks bad, but completely disagree. It's my favorite movie ever.
I think stop motion should be utilized more, and it actually, like, I always think about the moment in King Kong, the newer one, the 05 or whatever it came out. Some of those moments look so bad now, like the part when they're running from the dinosaurs, or like when they're getting eaten by bugs, like that just looks bad. And then the moment too when like Kong's throwing the woman and he's fighting dinosaurs, it hasn't aged
sorry,
that
Peter Jackson's,
great.
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
Because
agree.
like a guy in a suit will look so much better. Like even the 80s Kong looks great in my opinion.
Yeah. Well, I'll
And,
disagree with you on that. I don't think it looks all that well. It looks pretty
I
rough.
love the 80s Kong, but
Yeah.
I do love the 33 Kong just because of how great it has held up. But I can say that about so many stop motion movies. You know, we were talking about Ray Harryhausen. Guy was the king of animation at the time. You wanted effect, you went to Ray.
Right. Gamera 3 versus War of the Gargantuas. That's a tough one. The next one I think is going to be even tougher. Just if you could see it on the screen there. We're getting Gamera 2 versus Pacific Rim. That's a tough one. So
That is super hard because Pacific Rim is the punk rock of bringing back kaiju movies as well as being just awesome. And then Gamera 2 is a really good horror kaiju that I think is the best horror kaiju in my opinion.
yeah. Yeah. I adore that. I adore both. By the way, I don't know if I told you this. I mentioned this in my last stream, but I'll show you just a little bit more show and tell. I bought this off Alibaba or AliExpress, whichever one it is. Look at this. Tell me this doesn't look official.
Okay, 1 minute. I gotta wait.
Oh, yeah, there's a delay with the stream. I forgot.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's all good.
Look at how good that looks.
Whatever comes in.
Is there that much of a delay? That's crazy.
Dude, it's like 10 seconds. I'm getting thrown off a little bit.
Oh, okay. It's a King Ghidorah blue with like the rainbow wings that was released as like a limited run. I got this for like $6. And it's actual like vinyl. Like it's the actual material. It feels legit. And then I also got these two guys. I got a Gigan Rex, and then I got this Hedorah. Both were like, I think these were like $9 each. And this was on either AliExpress or Alibaba, whichever one. You'll have to just try both and look it up. But yeah, they were dirt cheap. And they feel real. I almost wonder if they were like defective from the factory, maybe. Looks like Pacific Rim.
The stream.
Yeah, go
just
for it.
To see if maybe it's me.
Looks like Pacific Rim is the winner with 67% of the votes. My dropping 0 drop frames. Sweet. No, AliExpress is a mixed bag, but they've gotten better. I think it just depends on who you buy from.
Oh, yeah. Wow. Okay. Those are some cool figures, dude.
Yeah. This might be the end of Evangelion, quite literally, because I'm willing to bet you guys are going to vote Gamera 1 instead. But we'll see what happens. It's already Gamera 100%. Which is a shame.
I like Gamera 1.
I get my audience isn't too into Evangelion. I know that because of that video I made where I drastically overestimated how much you guys would be into an Evangelion deep dive. That video bombed so hard. I was so disappointed. I was like, no, this is like a month worth of work just editing alone.
Now you know how I feel with Speed Racer back in the saddle.
That was a great video. I wouldn't be too upset about that if I were you, because it's still cool.
Oh, no, I'm not. I'm very proud of that output that I did. That was because I basically made a movie at the end of the day.
Yeah. Also, I still have him. I don't know if you can see it, but I still have your little Godzilla.
He will be in my possession soon.
Yeah, I have some stuff here that I have to like ship together all in one box. So there's more than just him, but
that's, like I said, it's quite all right. It's what am I going to do with it?
That's
I'm in
right,
New York.
Yeah. Yeah, Evangelion has been defeated. I'm waiting for there it is. 27% versus 73%. It's Jover. It's Jover. Reptilian versus Ultraman Rising. I swear to God, if Reptilian makes it to the final four, it's so bad. I don't understand it.
I haven't made it through, like, I just remember the cave in the beginning, and it got too stupid.
It upsets me because they filmed that practically initially, and they like redid it with CGI, and it's like the suitmation cut is like lost media.
Yeah, and then they had to redo it because that's the movie I always get confused on about. Like, there's this version that was done with worse CGI, and then there's one that was quote unquote better CGI later down the road, and it always confuses me.
Okay, Ultraman Rising is winning. We're set. We're good. We're good. We're good. By the way, I got to tell you about this. I was working on I was working on a video for a retrospective on Pinocchio, or it's called like 964 Pinocchio. It's a Japanese cyberpunk movie. And I got pretty far into writing it until I realized this ain't going to be monetized. If you just Google what the plot of that movie is and you consider what the contents are, I don't know what I was thinking. Just Google it. You'll be like, yeah, why would you think making a video?
What is it called? Pinocchio.
964 Pinocchio.
964.
It's frequently on a lot of like disturbing movie lists.
Yeah, no, yep. That's the one I remember you reviewing on Letterboxd.
Yeah, I got pretty far into it, and I was like, maybe I just shouldn't cover this. But in other news, though, my Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah retrospective script is like 90% done, so that should be out pretty soon. So
I'm very close on the Final Wars script. There's like a few things I keep like adding or like I'm forgetting about, since like that's the first like Godzilla memories I have of like that coming out at that time, because I was like 2 years old, and so I always vividly remember it coming out and like all like the hype of the 50th anniversary. So I'm trying to include everything that I can remember.
Yeah, I'm trying to kind of zoom past the 90s movies to be really cynical for a second. Like, flat out, this is the most like honest I'll ever be right now. Ad rates on YouTube for like your CPM when you get paid are extremely high compared to any other time of the year when it's November, December, and January.
I've noticed that.
So I'm trying to kind of speed run and get those videos without rushing them, but like kind of like full steam ahead with like editing them. Like I have myself and a separate editor working on them to get them out quicker. And that's basically why it's like, I want these videos because I know they're going to do really well. Let's get them out now so that I can kind of continue making them at a slower rate later down in the year. Flat out, that is why I'm trying to get them out at this specific point in time. Full transparency. I'm actually going to be doing a members-only podcast episode. I want to make more of those consistently. It's just with work, I haven't had time to sit down and do a whole podcast. But I want to kind of do Red Cow Arcade. They did this where it was like a year in review. And they like go through their channels like finances, like how much they made that year. And I'm going to do that for the members only, where the video is literally going to be titled like, how much did I make this year? And just be completely honest about how much this channel has generated. Because I feel like a lot of people are interested in that. And I think it'd be a neat kind of, I guess, experiment to be very open and transparent about how much we're making. Because it's not a lot.
No, I like that too, but I do that with just like media, where I go back and I'm like, this is what I enjoyed and this is the best of, or whatever.
Yeah. No, and for sure, like that's a great way to do it as well. I like those videos that you put out with that. Because I do my, every movie I watch this year, I'm going to rank them. And then it's like, it sucks because like right now I'm like, oh, it's November. I still have to watch like all these different movies that are on my watch list. So, yeah, I don't know. But that's definitely one that I'm thinking about. There is a video that I'm working on, by the way, where it's retrospective on The Thing, the John Carpenter one.
Oh, yeah, you told me about that.
And I'm going to like try to recreate scenes from the movie, but it's like I'm there, basically. like if you've seen like the Smiling Friends thing with like the Cool Autistic Gamer 555, that channel, where he like edits himself into the show. Like I want to do bits like that where it's like a character will like turn their head and I'll just be like there, just like in the actual movie, and then be like, so in this scene, here's what I like about it, and kind of do it that way. I have seen Weapons.
I've been wanting to do more of that too.
Mitchell Pape, to answer your question, I have seen Weapons. I love it. If Superman didn't come out this year, Weapons would be my favorite movie of the year, 100%. That's easily my favorite. Looks like we're tied. Oh, someone just please do a tiebreaker vote for me. I don't want to do Gamera 3 versus Pacific Rim. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it.
For me, it's Pacific Rim, just because it brought back the kaiju stuff, you know what I mean?
Someone voted, and then someone voted for the other movie. It literally, it's stuck. Oh, there, someone did it. It's Pacific Rim. Pacific Rim wins. That was a close one. That was cool. 46% for Gamera 3, 54% for Pacific Rim. And we are in the final four. Let's do this, dude. Gamera 1 versus Ultraman Rising. Now, I had an idea. I had a thought of, like, when I was at work today and I was thinking about this stream, I'm like, I'm willing to bet the final four is going to be Gamera, Ultraman, King Kong, and Pacific Rim. I didn't actually think that would be the case, but it is. So, to answer your questions in chat, by the way, I will be doing Chibi Godzilla raids again. I'm going to be covering all the Chibi Godzilla stuff. I'm going to be covering Godziban or Godziban. I'm going to be covering, actually here, while that, I'm going to give the final four ones a little bit more time. So this is where we're at with the retrospective series. So you guys have an idea of what I'm going to be covering. So I've covered all the Showa stuff. Godzilla vs. Biollante is actually being edited right now. Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah. Godzilla vs. Mothra. Godzillaland. So like that one, Godzillaland 2, and then Get Going Godzillaland. I'm going to cover those. I don't know how you say it yet because I haven't seen it yet, but Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla 2, Space Godzilla Destroya, Godzilla Island, Godzilla 98, Godzilla the Series, 2000, Megagears, GMK against Mechagodzilla, Tokyo SOS Final Wars, 2014, which I actually kind of want to do a more in-depth video on like that dead era of like 2014 and like 2004, like that period. Shin, Anime Trilogy, Godziban, KOTM, Kong, Singular Point, Legacy of Monsters, Chibi Godzilla Raids Again, -1, X Kong, I'm going to cover -0 when that comes out, and then Supernova, and then that's it. I'm not going to like keep this series ongoing forever to keep up with the franchise. I want to kind of have an ending, like a set, you know, this is the end of the series. I will cover the movies, I'm sure, when they come out in the future, but that's where we're at. I also want to do a segment for Godzilla commercials, where I just cover every Godzilla commercial in existence. I think that'd be really fun to do. Again, kind of like Nostalgia Critic. I love his commercial videos. But yeah, so long-winded, but yes, I'm going to try to for sure cover the Chibi Godzilla stuff. It looks like Gamera is beating Ultraman Rising. 60-40. Okay, here we go. Start poll. We're going to go King Kong 1933 versus Pacific Rim. I have an idea of what's going to win, but we'll see what happens. Yeah, we'll cover the Dr. Pepper commercials. I know I want to cover the Snickers commercials from 2014. Those are really funny. Basically, anytime Godzilla has appeared in a commercial, that is the plan. I want to do that. Anguirus Enjoyer, Monster Island Buddies retrospective. When I have thought about doing something like that, it'd be really neat to do like a history of this Godzilla channel, that Godzilla channel, like, you know, Monster Island Buddies for sure. You know, some of the more obscure ones. I already kind of covered them in the Godzilla YouTube video that I made, where I talked about Godzilla YouTubers from back in the day, but yeah. I didn't really get too into Monster Island Buddies as a kid, though, so I don't know. My heart really wouldn't be in it that much, but I think if I looked at his entire channel, then it would be, because I love his other videos where he reviews stuff. I think those are really great, but it would not be in the supercut, though. That's one thing about this video. This is going to be a long-ass video, because it's 53% done, and the supercut's going to be 7 hours and 43 minutes as is, and it's we're halfway finished with it, so it's going to be almost probably 15 hours long. It's going to be really funny seeing Godzilla, a brief retrospective, and then it's 15 hours of just a video. But Pacific Rim has beaten King Kong 33. We're nearing the end here. We're getting close, because we are nearing the finals. What are your thoughts so far, Zeth, on this whole thing? I'm waiting to see what's the final score.
There's some interesting winners, to say the least.
That's one way to put it. There we go.
I wouldn't really put... I like Ultraman Rising, but I think Big Man Japan is better.
Yeah, I wasn't sure because I was going to put Shin Kamen Rider, I was going to put Shin Ultraman in here, but it just got to a point where it's like there are too many movies. Like it just got to that point. So now we've got Gamera 1 versus Pacific Rim.
It's not a bad list. I mean, it's basically like what
I had like 60 movies on here originally, and I'm like, it's just too much. It just got to be ridiculous.
It's Pacific Rim. Pacific Rim's
going to be the winner.
I hate to say it, but it quite literally is in probably the top 3 of all time.
That's fair. Yeah,
just because the amount of quality, the amount of shots, the amount of like awesome moments, the amount of like what people like, it brought what we thought as kids to the screen. You know what I mean? Like you go back and you watch like a Godzilla movie from the time, and maybe it's not as great as you remember. Like the fights are a little more corny, but then you go to Pacific Rim and it's still like just as cool as you remember.
Yeah. It holds up exceptionally well. Someone said 964 Pinocchio is genuinely traumatizing me, bro. Yeah, I said I'm not going to make a video on it. The more I was like sitting with it, I'm like, I probably shouldn't expose my audience to
You know what
this.
the video idea I had was arachnophobia knockoffs.
Okay.
Because I watched a movie. Let me pull it up real quick on my letterbox, what it was called. It was like a cockroach movie that was genuinely a ripoff of arachnophobia. It was called... Jesus, where's it go? Diary.
I did talk about Ultraman Chronos in my video that I made a while back.
They Nest. It was from 2000, and it felt like an X-Files episode.
I gotta watch the X-Files. I've heard a lot of great things about it, and I'm like, I know I haven't seen a single episode.
Oh, Cole, buddy. We got some issues, buddy.
It's before my time. You think about it.
I mean, King Kong 33 is before both of our times.
Well, that was on TV, though, on Turner Classic Movies. Guys, Pacific Rim is
right.
one. Pacific Rim is the winner. And the tournament.
Yep,
This is
as
my
it should
favorite
be.
part right here. I love seeing this, where it's the final results, and it kind of goes through like where everything placed. And the fact that Reptilian is in 5th place, along with End of Evangelion, I think that you should all be shot.
I mean, technically, could we have like War of the Worlds 2025 on that list?
Yeah, that'd probably be the winner. But yeah, this was kind of more of a wild card than the Godzilla one. Because with the Godzilla one, it was like, you get an idea of like which ones are going to be in the final 4. But yeah, this is pretty cool though. So really quick, I wanted to tell you this. I have a list of YouTube video ideas that I keep while I'm at work. So I just kind of write them down whenever I get an idea. I'm going to just list some off. So there's Godzilla knockoff movies tier list. So Gamera, Gorgo, Reptilicus, Yongary, etc. I think that could be kind of neat. Oscars 2026 video with my mom. Basically, every year, my mom and I watch the Oscars together, and we do not a bracket, but it's like a prediction of like what we're going to, who we think are the winners. Like that type of thing. Because we try to watch every Best Picture winner. And so I'd be like, I pitched it to her. She's like, yeah, let's do it. So I think we're going to probably do that, where we both are like making our predictions. And it's just funny because she's never been in any of my videos except for like a short film. So I just have on here Christmas special ? So like, I don't know what I would do, but video reading out unhinged LinkedIn posts and ranting about how awful the site is. I think that's an idea from before I was employed, because I was just pissed off at LinkedIn as just a concept, because it is like the worst thing ever. The Lost Japanese Planet of the Apes knockoff. That whole story is crazy.
That is, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. This one is just a video on the substance, but I had like the title idea. It's the substance and then like the straight line thing. And it's when A24 accidentally made a trauma movie. That's just like the title. I'm like, I think that's kind of a fun little title. This one I might just make a YouTube short, but it's called My Favorite Subreddit of All Time. And it's r/earth199999. And it's like people LARPing as if they lived in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, where it's like It's like really funny where it's like, there's funny ones and then there's actually like really good ones. Like there's one where it's a guy like, yo, what the fuck? My dog just got snapped. I didn't even think that was how that shit worked. Like it just be, stuff like that. There's another one where it was like, the scary one was like, isn't it crazy how this is the only picture we have of Thanos? And it was like a drone shot of like from the Battle of Wakanda, and you just like barely see him. It's like 144p picture because it's like, yeah, you wouldn't really have a picture of him, because he was just in like a rural part of an African country that's already closed off from civilization. So like just that concept of like, oh man, this like genocidal monsters flat out like no one has a picture of him that's like not this grainy toaster thing. It's just a really neat kind of writing exercise, I think, where it's like we're LARPing as if we're in the cinematic universe. It's pretty cool. I also have a video I want to make on it's called the most unhinged subreddit of all time, and it's r/Batman Arkham. I just love that subreddit so much.
That is a fun subreddit indeed.
I just had a son. Should I name him Batman Arkham Asylum 3? And it's like an actual just newborn baby. I love how everyone's just lost their mind in that subreddit. It's great.
I've got a few fun ideas. So I'm gonna remember that fishing bobber I have of Speed Racer.
Yes.
I'm gonna try and catch a fish with it in a video.
That's a pretty good concept.
Yeah, and then okay, where'd my stuff go? I've got the Godzilla books. I went ahead and I bought every single Firehouse, Random House Godzilla book.
Yeah.
And I read them all. I've got a thing on them about that. And then, what's another one? I was interested in doing a video on Paul Blart, Mall Cop, that weird movie.
Okay.
Sky High, The Last Unicorn, and then there is a really good television series that Jim Henson worked on, and it's called The Storyteller. Really underrated British show.
I feel like I've heard about that. Yeah,
it only had like 8 episodes, but they were super good about like they had like Greek mythology in one season, and then another one was like these little like tales of like random stuff. Like a woman gives birth to a porcupine baby, and it's all about the porcupine baby.
I just realized I forgot to log that I watched The Shining last night, so I gotta...
No.
There we go. We're good.
Not you forgetting to log something.
I've kept my diary.
I genuinely am loving.
I've kept this diary up since 2020. I haven't missed a single log. Anytime I watch a movie, I log it in there. And I did actually take some movie ticket stubs that I had in my room, and I actually applied those to the diary.
Oh, that's cool.
But for the most part, it's like I'm thinking of ending things from 2020 was the first movie I ever logged on here. Really interesting movie. And then from there, that's all I did. All I logged.
I've really liked it. I just don't like the stars thing. Like sometimes it's really difficult for me to like, okay, what's...
Yeah, I don't...
Because like...
Rate like documentaries.
A 2.5 star... Oh, I like documentaries. I can rate those.
Sorry, not like documentary. Like, let me find one where I didn't star it so you can get an idea. Like this one. It's technically a documentary, Nirvana Live and Loud. It's basically just like a live concert thing.
Yeah, that would be hard to...
So it's like,
rate.
I'm not going to rate that, but
it's hard for me because like 2.5 stars for me is like a mixed bag. Like I'm more so leaning towards liking it, but it's still like there's things I don't still like about it. And then 2 stars and below is like starting to like not like it at all.
Yeah. I also, by the way, in this document have ideas for retrospective series and movies that I want to actually just make. But the big one that I think a lot of people in chat might dig is I want to do Alien versus Predator, a retrospective series where I cover Alien Aliens, Predator, Predator 2, go through both franchises, and then kind of, I want to wait though until they announce that Alien versus Predator movie, because it's coming. They just did Alien Romulus. Now they got that Predator movie coming out. It's kind of like, come on, guys.
It might depend on how well Badlands does.
Yeah. But I also wanted to...
Because it's not looking great.
Toxic Avenger. I want to cover all those. Transformers.
That'd be a good topic to come.
Watchmen. Just because I love the comic and I love the Zack Snyder movie. I think it's great. But for movies that I want to make, I have a couple ideas here. Feature-length found footage horror movie where the first 10 minutes or so are police body cam only. The remaining 60 minutes or so is entirely in an interrogation room. Two-way camera, one camera on the left side of the room, one camera on the right side. Maybe a third cam that's a body cam too, ? Guy being interviewed is the sole survivor of a demonic possession. That's the concept. Because I love Explore With Us. It's a channel.
Yes, I was going to say, it's like Ewu.
Yeah, so it's like a flat out, like there's no narration. It's just, we just play it as like it's a real body cam kind of video on YouTube. And you'd see like the last couple seconds. It would almost be like if cops showed up at the end of The Exorcist and then they're trying to figure out what just happened. That's sort of the elevator pitch. It's like that. Another one is a feature-length movie. I have Fat Man, and then in parentheses, me, is kidnapped and held captive in a basement. He works out and gets fit, breaks out, and this is basically my excuse to be like, well, if I'm going to lose weight, I should probably take advantage of it and do like a movie project centered around it. And so I find out a government conspiracy is why I was kidnapped. Cult of Moloch ending ? First act is Old Boy-esque. Second act is conspiracy thriller a la Blowout. Third act is Evil Dead. And I'm like, this could be a fun project. I want to see that
so bad now.
But yeah, there's another one. I'm not going to do this. I'm just going to flat out do this. I was going to do an ARG for the channel, and it would have been a normal YouTube video about a lost public access show that I remember watching when I was a kid, and basically being like, oh, this is lost media, so like you guys should help me find it. And then I would make a second YouTube account where it'd be like, hey, I found clips of it. And then like it becomes more and more disturbing. It's almost like Candle Cove a little tiny bit, but not really. Like it would be more...
That would actually be fun, like if we did that together and like I post it randomly or something just out of nowhere, since I don't have a schedule.
I think, yeah, because that was just sort of the idea. I kind of ruined it now because it's going to be here, but I just thought like, man, I don't want to be disingenuous to the audience. That was sort of like my only thing. Tetsu Goji, by the way, thanks for stopping by. Appreciate it, man.
I filmed footage finally for my movie.
I think you told me about this. I don't remember what the movie is, but...
So this is the concept. It's a janitor at night.
Okay.
And I have it where the whole movie has no sound except for a soundtrack playing. There's going to be no talking. Mm-hmm. And so it's going to be all about this janitor working, but you see like weird things are happening and like he might be looking over his shoulder for something and it doesn't end the way you're thinking.
Yeah.
But I've shot footage for it so far. Like I'm really excited to show you it.
Okay, cool. I should probably give an update, by the way, on my feature film that I've been...
Yes, I was worrying about that.
So here's both the issue and where we're at. The issue is we are unable to cast one of the central characters. But it's okay because this is like an ensemble movie where there's a bunch of like different characters. This specific lead character doesn't interact with anyone else except for the people in her specific storyline. So we can film the rest of the movie and it doesn't matter. There's no continuity with this specific plot line. The problem is that's like half the movie. So I'm just going to wait until next year when I can have a better plan for that half of the movie, finish filming this first half, and then just kind of do it that way. So the movie's going to be about 50% done, hopefully by next year. We film that, then the other 50% will be done, and it should be out next Halloween. That's the pain, because it's like, man, we were so close to having this done. The stop motion stuff is being worked on right now. You're seeing that you did voiceover for, so it's a work in progress.
Yeah.
But
I was looking at some music possibly to mix for a trailer. Not
Yeah.
like anything like poppy or like rock music like I usually do, but like actual
Yeah.
like horror music.
well, because we're doing original songs, my band is for this movie. It's also nice.
Oh.
I might just look for someone on Fiverr and be like, yo, here's the stems. You think you can like make a trailer mix of this song?
Yeah,
So
that'd be
that should
fun.
help you out, and we wouldn't have to worry about copyright.
Yeah, that would be great, dude.
So again, TBD on this though. Like it's pretty much getting delayed to 2027, unfortunately. But that's just how it is. I don't want to rush this, and it might even allow for
Yeah.
me to write more kind of standalone scenes that would kind of flesh out the movie even more. So yeah, I'm making a
Yeah,
movie.
don't
Check
rush
out
it. Don't rush
the live stream tab on the channel. I talk a little bit about it. It's called "This Town Does Not Exist." It's a cosmic horror esque type of project. I don't want to give too much away, but it's about people in the small town going missing, kind of day by day, and it's very out there. It's just a pain in the ass because it was like we had someone, she couldn't do it, and it was like shit. We found someone else, and then she couldn't do it, and it was like shit. But yeah, so we're just kind of stuck in this weird sort of purgatory. But you give me a year, I'll find someone. And that's kind of the plan. So, but otherwise, yeah, I mean, I'd like to have a trailer out once we wrap filming because we'll have so much footage that's basically edited and finished and ready to go. So,
That sounds great for me. That'll be very easy and simple.
right, yeah, and I want to make sure that you have enough time to work on that. I also have a short film that I've been working on. The only problem with it is that there's like 2 shots where I'm trying to figure out what I want to do with it. So that is another issue. It's basically done. I just literally, in the timeline, it just says insert shot here. I just need to plop it in there and then it's done. But I'm like being so particular because they're very important shots. They're the scariest parts of the movie, you know, and it's like I don't want to fumble that. But that was supposed to be out on Halloween. I ended up dropping the Godzilla Island video instead on Halloween. But yeah, it's called The Uncanny Valley. Or I guess Uncanny Valley is just sort of the title. I had a plan actually to do, and I'm still probably going to do this, but just next year. It's a Blu-ray that I'm going to drop where it's all my short films on one Blu-ray. And it's sort of like, I don't know what I'm going to call it, but it'd be like a horror pack. You know, so like, here's a bunch of short films. You hit play all, and then you can just sort of watch them all on loop. And it'd be kind of fun to do that. I'm going to have a commentary track, hours of behind-the-scenes stuff. It's just, I need to finish up on that Uncanny Valley, and then I'm going to move forward with this. I just don't want to do multiple projects at once. But
Let me know if you need any help with that. I'd love to assist in that.
yeah, I actually talked to Frankie from Red Cow. I sent him an email, and he's like, oh, here's everything that I use to make this, like how to make my
Nice.
Blu-rays. And it was like, dude, you're such a Chad for doing that. Holy shit.
Yeah,
Like,
he is
Yeah, go.
legit like the best. Like, because when I asked him about like, yeah, you want to be in this video, he's like, yeah, sure, just give you the stuff. I'm like, all right, cool.
Yeah. He sent it over in like 20 minutes as well. It was so cool because it was just like, oh man. So I actually have he sent me like a Photoshop asset template thing for like one of the Box Mac Blu-rays. And he's like, yeah, here's how I made the sleeve. Just take this. It was like, thank God. Because every time I try to find a template for a Blu-ray sleeve, it just never looks right to me. So I'm so happy. I'm so happy with how it's turning out. I just have to get the art made for it. I'm reaching out to my main kind of poster editor guy. But
You know what'd be cool is if you had like a slip sleeve in there, or like, you know how like Criterion has like a little essay or whatever.
yeah,
You should have someone write an essay or whatever, like your editor, like someone that like works with you.
yeah.
That'd
I
be kinda fun,
definitely,
like-
because I'm trying to think of all the short films. Because my buddy Joe, I think, he's been in every feature film, but not
There
every
you
short
go.
film. So that's where it's like, okay, I have to find someone who's always in my short films. And it's always kind of an eclectic mix of my friends. But it's funny how a lot of people don't know that my channel was initially for short films only. Like there are people where they were like, wait, you make movies? And it's like, yeah, that was the whole
Dude,
point.
that was our channel. We were a podcast channel first and foremost, and then I made
Yeah.
a random video, and it was like, oh, guess we're doing this.
Like you sort by oldest, it's short film, feature film, deleted scenes, making of, short film, making of, trailer. Like, it's like I didn't do like media discussion until like at least a year into just having movies on the channel. But if anyone, by the way, in chat is curious and they want to watch my stuff, it's right here on the homepage, Firewood Media 101. You click that, all my short films in order of like ones that I think are my favorites. Like Canopsia is my most recent short. I think that's one of the better things I've ever made. Restricted Zone. So, I mean, I've made stinkers.
Real quick before we end.
Yeah, we are going to wrap up
Do you want to tease what we're kind of gonna be doing in the future? Not maybe the big thing, but
wait, what's the big thing? The big thing on your channel or the big thing on my channel?
The big thing in person.
Oh, yeah. Let's not tease that. Let's not tease the in-person thing.
Yeah,
because in case it falls through, then we're not going to do that. But so actually, wait, I messed up. You're right here. Ah, shit, they're down here. We're going to do another collaboration where it's, let's see, we have Reiwa, Monsterverse. We did Millennium, but I don't have it right here. So it's going to be the Heisei. We're going to talk about that. We're going to film that soon. And that's going to be on your channel. And I think we're just going to keep it on your channel. Not that it's that
are we?
Not that I don't like having them on my channel. I do. It's great. But just because it's like collaborations are like a thing. You know, it's kind of like I feel like I can just have this and it should get attention, equal amounts of attention, I hope. But, and then Speed Racer, we're going to be doing a podcast. I'm going to have a new podcast series on my channel where it's, I don't have a title specifically, but it's my favorite movie. The idea is I bring someone on and they say, hi, my name is Cole and my favorite movie is, and then they start going. That's the beginning of every episode. And you're going to be the first episode where you talk about Speed Racer as if you're not, I'm sure, already sick of talking about Speed Racer. But
listen, man, to have like an actual moment to like just talk about it casually will be so much better.
Yeah. So I will edit that myself and everything. But yeah, they're going to be roughly about an hour. It's going to be an hour of recording or however long we decide to. And then we'll kind of go from there. Just because I know that I have friends where they're like, oh, I really want to, you should make a video on this. And I'm like, well, why don't you just talk about it? And they're like, I can't write scripts. And it's like, well, you're passionate, you know, like, so it's going to be my friends. It's going to be, you know, you're my friend, but also like, you know, people that are content creators, you know, like.
And really, if you edit it like we've been doing,
yeah,
it's a good video at the end of the day.
Yeah. I really want to bring on Billy from Woodstock Roadshow, Zach, for sure. You know, like people that I'm friends with that also do movies and whatnot. By the way, so my band is currently filming or working on our next album, and Billy's going to do a video for one of our songs. Really hyped about that. Right now we only have...
That'll be really nice.
Just Knuckle Dragger out. That's the only music video, but we had some other stuff.
I do have some more collaborations in the future, so it's not just you. You know, I got two of these guys I discovered that are kind of low profile, but they're really cool. And then I've got more Speed Racer interviews with the cast, so I'm getting the main villain here soon, as well as not Susan. What was it? It was another like low tier guy.
Okay.
But I mean, getting the low tier guys that eventually builds to the big ones.
Right. So I think we're gonna wrap up there. I think this was a really cool stream. I'm very tired. I gotta be up early in the morning.
I am too.
So, all right.
Same.
Well, thank you so much for coming on, man. I think we're gonna wrap it up here. Thank you guys for stopping by. Closing it out with the outro. Peace out.
See ya.